All right, welcome to practice. Let's take a comfortable seated posture for some breath work to find our center. In your seated posture, breathe in and out through the nose. And put one hand on your belly so that when you inhale, you feel a movement, an expansion in the belly. And on an exhale, a contraction of the belly muscles. Try the same thing. Put that same hand now on the top of your chest, near your collarbones and just below it. So instead of expanding and contracting the belly, on the inhale, you'll rise the chest. On the exhale, sink the chest back down some. You can take the hand or hands to the side rib or touch the area of the body, wherever the belly and the ribs kind of meet each other. And even though you might expand outward here, you also want to expand out to the sides with the ribs. On the inhale. And drawing in on the exhale. Concentrating. Turning the mind to focus on the body. If you can have each area move, then you don't need the hand. You can just rest them on your lap. Or if there was an area that you felt like there's a little bit of a restriction, didn't move, didn't breathe quite as well as the others, you can leave the hand there for awareness. And you'll start by inhaling into the belly, then inhaling into the ribs, and then the chest. Then exhale the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Inhaling from low to high. And then exhale from high to low. Inhale from low to high. And then exhale from high to low. Inhale, low to high. Exhale, high to low. Keep it going. Inhale. Exhale. You're not exaggerating, just a little bit longer. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now what you're going to do is you're going to have a moment of pause. A moment of pause at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale where there's no sound of your breath. There's no sound of my instructions. And you want to look into your mind, almost like there was no thoughts. There's just the absence of the feeling of breathing. Just try to appreciate the space that you can create in your mind. Exhale the air. Inhale from low to high. Pause. Exhale, high to low. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale, listening to the feeling and the sound of the exhale until it grows silent. Inhale, feeling the inhale, listening to the inhale until it grows silent. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's come right to tabletop for our first posture. Use blocks under your hands if you'd like for a little more space. Let's just get a little bit of shoulder movement happening here. What you're gonna do is you keep your arms straight. With the arms straight, you're gonna melt your ribs down. You're gonna feel that the shoulder blades move back and closer together. And you'll give a little push with your arms. When you give a little push with your arms, try to feel that the rib rises back up and broadens the shoulder blades. We go back and forth. We're not just doing cat-cow, but we're trying to get the shoulder blades to have some movement on the rib cage. Good. Keep the arms firm. Firm up the arms. You can back your knees up and then start to slowly pull your hips back while you try to send your shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, come back forward to tabletop. Move the shoulder blades again by melting the ribs and then filling them back in. Sinking the ribs down and then pushing with your arms. Back the knees up, firm up the arms, and try to move your shoulder blades down your back as you pull your hips back. Inhale, come back forward. If you're using the blocks, you're going to start to turn the blocks in your hand. If you're using the floor, right now your fingers are probably pointing forward, and you're going to turn them like one click, like 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock. So if you were, the blocks or the fingertips were pointing to 12, now they're pointing at 1 and 11. And then move the ribs up and down. Keep your elbows straight if you can. If you're having trouble keeping your elbows straight, widen your arms. But I think you can widen your arms a little bit. A little more space in your shoulder by widening your arms. Yeah. Widen the hands. Good. Back the knees up. Leave the hands where they are. Just slowly start to take the hips back. Move the shoulder blades down the back as well. Good. Come back forward. If it's available, another click. Maybe 2 and 10. So you can really feel the eyes of the elbow pointing forward. You might not have as much articulation with the ribs, but still practice. Listening to the shoulder. And if that's too far turned out, do it less. Let's explore the rotations. Your arm bone is like a ball joint at the top of the shoulder. A lot of different muscles woven around. Very little bone, relatively speaking. Good. Let's turn our hands back to neutral, 12, and then even turn them in slightly. Turning them in slightly, like the clock hands are moving towards each other. And we'll sink and rise the ribs. So now the hands are doing the opposite. Instead of turning out, they're turning in. Keep that. Back the knees up and slowly sink back and send the shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, rise up. One more click inward if it feels appropriate to your body, listening to your shoulder joints. Firm up your arms. Really important that we firm up our arms when we do this exercise. Firming up the arms tones the muscle, to tone the tendon, which then supports and stabilizes the joint. So that we can build strength and mobility at the same time. Good. Neutralize your arms, sink back one more time. And then come all the way forward onto your belly. Place the hands under the shoulders and slightly forward. Press down through the whole palm. Feel the heel of the hand, the palm, and the finger pads connecting to the earth and to the mat. Push down and forward with your hands. It won't move, you're just pushing forward. Let it peel up the chest and spine a little bit. Exhale, release. We'll do that 3 more times. Push down and forward with the hands. Inhale, wheeling up. Exhale, release. Inhale, wheeling up. Exhale, release. Inhale, wheeling up. Exhale, release. Inhale, wheeling up. Good, release. Turn your head to one side. Well, let's turn to our your right. You're looking out to the right. See if you can lift your head and turn a little bit more so you get a neck stretch in the back of your left neck. Slowly walk your left hand straight out like an airplane wing. Push down with your hand. Push down with your right hand so you're rolling a little more onto the back of the neck. Just listen and feel, be careful with the shoulder. Press down with both hands. And come back to neutral. Lift the neck and turn and rest your head the other direction. Make sure that the gravity is sort of helping the neck stretch here by turning the head. Walk out the right hand and press it down into the floor. Press with the left hand to add a little more into the stretch, listening into the sensation of the shoulder and chest. Back to center. Walk the hands out in front of you and press down with your palms. You can look out at your thumbs. Press down with your hands again, and this time really spread and stretch your hands. So you're spreading the space between your fingers. As you spread and make space between your fingers, grab with your fingertips like you're clawing the floor. Even try to pull this time. Earlier we were pushing. Now you're grabbing and trying to pull with your arms. And as you pull, lift your armpits and lift your crown. Try to feel how the muscle is supporting the joint. Try to feel that all 10 fingertips have equal pressure. And relax. Go a little wider with your hands. Spread your hands and fingers. Claw with your finger pads and pull with your arms to rise up. Breathe here. Try to hollow your armpit or think that there's little balloons lifting up your armpits. Relax. Place your hands under your shoulders. Let's do a downward dog for 5 deep breaths. Think about the same hand exercise we've been working on of spreading the palms and gripping with the fingers. Good. Work one heel down and then the other down a little more, like it's a pedaling, feeling it in the calf. Walk it forward. Put your hands on blocks or on a ledge for a forward fold posture. Keep most of the weight in your feet still. And then once again, bend one knee a little more than the other. So it's kind of like a forward fold version of what we were just doing in downward dog. To me, the difference is that you feel this one more in your hamstrings, whereas when you pedal in the down dog, you feel it more in the calf. Back and forth. Good. Shift all the way into the legs. Inhale, rise up. Stretch your arms up high to the sky. Hey, would you mind lifting the camera up since we're going to be standing quite a bit, and that's why I can see your shoulders? Like the camera right now is kind of catching only your from the waist down. Couldn't the camera be pointed up a little bit? There we go. Perfect. Good. Then bring the arms down by your sides. Take your head off to the left. Don't take it completely off. Just tilt it off to the left. And let it roll down to center and lift up. Tilt your head off to the right. Let it roll down to center and lift it up. We're going to spend a few breaths now trying to lift up our chest. So I can lift up my head from my neck and have a little bit more curve when I do that. I can also lift up my head from my rib and side body muscles, toning and lifting, so the chest will rise slightly. You can overdo that for sure, but we just want to do it a little bit so that when we lift up, the head is more relaxed, the neck will be a little straighter then. Try it again. Let's take our head to the left and then gently release it down. Now, rather than lifting from your neck, inhale, lift from your waist and your heart, and then lift the head up to eye level. So you're a little more upright, you're a little more bolstered than perhaps you would walk around town or something. Let's take our head to the right. Roll it down to center. Lift and bolster from our core, and then use the neck. So this can actually help a lot of our, sometimes some shoulder pain, just by making more space. As our shoulders fall forward, we impinge the space, and then we can hurt the shoulder by doing different rotations. But the more the shoulders get up and back through an inner upliftment, we can actually avoid some of the pain patterns. Okay, one more time. Let's do that same thing. Tilt the head off to the left. Roll it down to center. And then lift from within. And then use the neck only at the last moment. So you're really using your whole spine to bring your head and your body into space. Let's tilt our head to the right. Roll to center. Rise through our center. Good. Take the hands up and place them behind the head. You can interlock them. Try to make the back of your neck long, so the chin's even a little down. And now lean your head and lean your shoulders. It almost feels like you might fall back, but don't, obviously. Don't fall back. Just think about bringing your spine up and back. So you're very upright. Almost feels too upright. But just give your spine the opportunity to feel that fullness. Press down with your feet and lift your belly muscles up as well to support the lengthening. Good. Now gently crescent your whole spine to the left. Inhale up. Keep the belly muscles in. Take the whole spine to the right. Inhale up. Press the head back, look up just slightly. Good. Exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks, whatever you were holding on to earlier, and step your right foot back, lunge, and then plant the foot. Before you lift off, keeping your hands on the blocks, lift the back of your head up. Good. Now stay right here with your core and try to pull the blocks off the ground by toning your shoulder blades, not by lifting up. And then put the blocks back down. It's the tabletop thing. Pull the shoulder blades onto your back to lift the blocks. It's not your core that's lifting, it's your shoulder muscle. One more time, lift. And then place back down, step to your mat, front of your mat, and inhale, come up. Relax the arms down. Let's try that again. So I'm not lifting from my body, I'm drawing the shoulders onto my back from this position. Exhale, bow forward, put your hands on the blocks, step the left leg back, and then plant the heel. Breathe here. Try to keep your head fixed in space and just use your shoulder muscles to lift the blocks and put them down. Lift the blocks and put them down. Lift the blocks and put them down. Step to the front of your mat. Shift your weight into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Go ahead, reach down and pick up one block. Bend your knees into chair pose and step your right leg back into the warrior one stance, like we just did. Push the block out in front of you and away. And keep pushing the block up and away as you slide the shoulder blades down your spine. Breathe here. Lift up through your chest so your neck doesn't have to arch to hold your head up. Good. Step back or step forward to mountain pose. Bend your knees deeply, chair. And step the left leg back, warrior one stance. Swoop the block forward and up as you slide the shoulder blades down your back. Step forward to mountain. Good. Wrap, holding the block in front of you, wrap your shoulders back, pulling the chest a little bit forward, but sort of because you're wrapping the outer shoulder toward the spine. Feel the musculature toning, opening across your chest. Good. Bend your knees deep. Step the right leg back, warrior one stance again. Inhale, stretch the block forward and up. Now, put your left hand back on your thigh and turn the block so your palm is pointing forward. And now pull back. Use your shoulders. Pull your shoulders onto your spine as you pull the block back. Good. Leaning back, using your spine and your posture to open your shoulder. Good. Come forward, mountain pose. So we're using our inner length and the pulling of the shoulder back to make room for our arm to go back. Bend the knees. Step the left leg back, warrior one. Lift and rise the block up. Breathing here a moment, making sure that the inner spine is lifting so our neck doesn't have to hinge. The back of our neck should be long. Put the right hand on the thigh, and the left hand, the block palm points forward. And now pull back from your spine, this whole left channel. The shoulder moves back to help move the arm back. Looks good. Breathe. Opening and feeling the stretch of this side body while the back body tones. Step forward. Bring the hands down to the blocks. Step back, downward facing dog pose. Good. You can join us on the mat. Come down to your knees. We'll do a couple push-ups. So if you're using blocks, make sure you don't lower your nose below the blocks. Or you can use your palms on the floor. From a kneeling push-up, you can walk the knees back so they're behind your hips. Try to keep your elbows against your ribs. Lower down. And push up. As you keep the elbows against your ribs, squeeze the shoulders onto your back. Lower down. And push up. Good. Lower down. And push up. Exhale, lower down. And push up. Good. Sit back, rest, child's pose. Keep breathing. Use this moment to rest, let the body recover so when we step into the active poses, we can be fully present with our attention, with our muscular toning. Use this moment to let the body recover. Let the mind regain its focus. Walk the hands back until you come into a squat position. Shift the weight into the legs. And then push down to rise up. Those videos lagging a little bit, so I'm missing them. But it's catching up. It's weird. It's weird how it's doing that. I wonder if it's the storm outside. You guys have two? Each have two blocks? Yeah. So put the blocks together. Blocks together. Reach them out in front. Press on the blocks a little bit, but don't crush them. Just try to hold, make sure they don't fall apart. Make sure they don't fall. Just enough pressure. Lift the chest and then lift up. Trying to keep your gaze straight ahead. Straight ahead with your gaze. Breathe here. Try to balance. Sit down into a chair, keeping the arms lifted. And now step your right leg back into warrior two. So you opened your body out to the side. Nice, good balance. Hold each block and pull them apart into warrior two arms with the palms pointed up. Good. So you can lift back up and get the blocks to touch. Once again, don't look, just feel. Turn your body to face front and step to the front of your mat. Bring the blocks back down in front of you. Look at that. My left arm reaches further back than my right. They're not even. Relax a moment. Shake it off. Place the blocks together. Reach them out in front. Keep a lifted chest, just enough pressure to keep the blocks together. Rise up. Bend down into chair, keep the arms lifting. Don't look at the blocks, you want your crown pointing at the blocks. And step the left leg back. Slowly separate the blocks. Breathe here. Try to bring the blocks back up. No peeking. Try to get them to touch perfectly. Turn the body and step forward, bringing the blocks back out in front. Same thing. My left arm is a little further back than my right. Interesting. And relax. Exhale, bow forward. You can put a little bit of weight on the blocks this time as you push down through your left foot and lift your right leg as high into the sky as it'll go. So you put more weight in your left foot now, less weight in your hands. Breathe here. Good. You can bend your standing leg deep and then plant the back foot down. And then re-straighten your legs into pyramid pose, bowing over the front leg. Breathe long and deep. And then step to the front of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bow forward. Plant your blocks. Plant your right foot. And lift your left leg as high as you'll go. Keeping that left leg lifted, shift a little more of that weight over the right foot. Breathe in this posture. Bend the standing leg deeply. Stay centered over the foot, not the hands. And drop the back foot back. Re-straighten your legs into a pyramid pose, bowing over the front leg. Then step to the front of your mat. Shift the weight over the feet. Inhale, rise up. Bring your arms out like a T, palms face up. And slowly move the shoulder blades and then the thumbs further back behind you, opening across your chest. As you feel that opening across your chest, bolster yourself. Fill up into the top of the chest so the back of the neck is long and you can still look forward rather than downward. Good. Now, rotate the palms all the way the other direction so the thumb points downward. Palms point behind you. You're rotating inwardly the shoulder here. And now slowly try to slide the hands so that your thumbs would touch behind your back, keeping your elbows straight. They might not actually touch. Mine aren't going to touch if I keep my elbows straight. I'm just thinking about that direction. Good. And relax the muscles. Excellent. Bend your knees, take a wide stance on your mat, making the outer feet parallel. Put your hands on your hips to start. Gently let the weight of your arms, let the hips sink a little forward and then down through your feet. So the weight of your hips sinks a little forward and then down through your feet. Good. Pull the hips back and bow forward. Letting the hands come to the floor. You can bend your knees. Keep them straight if that feels better to you. you can melt your ribs again. So with your hands either on blocks or on the floor, you can, just like at the very beginning of class, you can move your rib cage, which moves the shoulder blades on your back, drawing them together and broadening them apart. Good. Bend your knees, shift your weight back, and then inhale, rise up. Triangle pose. Turn your left foot out 90 degrees. Pull your hips back into your right hip and push down through your right leg. Slide the hand down and hold your ankle or shin. And now reach the left arm straight up like a flagpole. Like a flagpole. Lean both shoulders back. Almost think that you're pushing your top hand forward. Almost like you're taking it out of the position. Like there was a wall in front of your face and you were pushing on that wall with your top hand. When you push on the wall with your top hand, you can move the shoulders back first. Then you can move the hand back. Feel the difference. Press through your legs and inhale, come up. Turn the feet so the right foot points forward, second side. Pull your hips back into your left and then down through your left leg. Grab the shin or ankle with your right hand and sprout your left to the sky. Push the top hand, the left hand forward, like you're pushing on a wall in front of your face. Keep it there and move both shoulders back. Now move the left arm back. This should create more mobility and also more strength in your core and spine, or the muscles of your back. Inhale, rise up. Bend your knees and step to the front of your yoga mat. Wonderful. Let's try a little bit of balancing. So you might go to the wall or have a wall handy if you need it. Before we do the balancing, let's review the posture that we're working on. Here's kind of my normal posture where my chest is relaxed. And I use a little bit of neck curve to bring my head upright. But what we're working on today is letting our head go so the back of the neck's a little longer. And then I'm going to lift from the core of my spine and grow taller. Tone my core with my belly muscles, and now my eye level is the same, but my chin is a little closer to my chest. I'm not bulging my chest out. I'm just lifting up through my inner posture. Okay, so a little more bolstered. This makes more natural space for my shoulder to be on my back rather than on top. Let's see if we can balance from this position. Let the head fall forward. Lift up through the core of yourself, the top of the heart. Be a little more upright. It almost feels like your center of gravity will move back. Shift your weight into your right foot and bring up the left leg into tree. You might have to realign yourself by lifting up through your core. Almost feel like you're sprouting from your heart and from the back of your crown into the sky. If you can do that, turn your palms to face up and just rotate so you feel the shoulders move back and down. If the shoulders can move back and down, maybe one hand's touching the wall or gracing the wall. You can lift the arms up nice and slow. Any amount that feels manageable while maintaining this upright and back posture. So the shoulders have a lot of space. Good. Bring the palms down, hands down, and neutralize your posture, your pose. Drop the head and slowly bring the energy up, bolstering your height. This is a great time to go get your driver's license photo renewed. You can get measured like, oh, you've grown an inch. Bring up your right foot into your thigh. Recultivate that inner space and turn the palms open. Slowly, if you wish, keeping space and the shoulder blades moving back, rise the arms. Doesn't matter how high they go, are you cultivating this spaciousness of strength in the shoulders and spine? Good. Palms down, arms down, and neutralize the pose. Good. Shift your weight over to your right again, and just bring up your left knee. Lift from your inner experience, almost like you're leaning back a little bit here. And now kick straight out. If you can, straighten the knee. No, don't have to. And then bring it back. Kick out again. And back. Inner posture lifted. Kick out one final time. Hold it. Good. And then swing it back, warrior three pose. And then come back up to neutral. Breathe long and deep. Allowing for this length of lung, length of torso to become a little more easy, a little bit more natural. Carrying ourselves with a deeper inner fullness. Shift the weight to the left and bring up the right. Kick out one, doesn't matter how high the leg goes. 2, 3, and hold. Swoop the leg back. And then inhale back up. Good. Cultivate that inner fullness. And this time, you actually tone your knees. So we're not just working the upper body cues of mountain pose, but the legs as well are firm. Squeezing towards each other without collapsing towards each other. The inner spine is rising, so the head can just perch rather than have to like crink to look straight ahead. The arms out like you're on a tightrope balancing. Just hover your heels. You're floating on the balls of your feet. Slowly imagine that your arms, your head, and your hips were sliding down an imaginary wall. Keep spaciousness. Don't let the body weight fall forward. Keep spaciousness. Shoulders moving back as you lower down. Good. hands to the blocks. Let's come down to kneel. Separate the feet and sit on a block or blocks between the feet. Press the palms in your lap. Take a moment to cultivate that inner upliftment where the shoulder blades move down the back and a little bit towards each other, bolstering that inner space. Keep that inner space. You can almost think of it like one of those old school barbershop poles, right through your spine. That barbershop pole has a red and blue spiral. You're just going to spiral yourself to your right. The arms might move, but you don't have to tilt the barbershop pole. You're just spiraling around it. Back to center. Now redirect that spiral. And then stay upright, stay in the barbershop pole, and spiral the other direction. Back to center. Let the forehead grow a little heavy, almost like you're resting your forehead on a plank in front of you. The back of the neck draws long, not forcing it. Keep relaxing here, even though the inner posture is uplifted. Start to allow yourself to bow forward and come down onto your hands. Letting the forehead grow heavier. Relaxing the back of your spine. Good. Lift your hips up. And now take your left knee behind your right knee. So your feet splay out in opposite directions. Your right knee will be on top as you walk the hands back. And your shins are in like an A or a V shape diagonal. Bolster the inner spine. Good. Take the backs of your hands to your low back. And gently let your forehead sink down toward the knee. Release your shoulders and release your hands down your back, away from your forehead. Inhale back up. rock forward, and change which knee is on top. And then slowly sit back again. Keep the inner bolstering, chest lifting. Place the hands behind the back. Feel the weight of the hands and the shoulders sink down. You do that, let the weight of the forehead sink forward and down. Inhale back up. Rock forward. And stretch your legs out in front of you. You can sit up on something. Let your feet be a little wider than the edge of your mat. Just calm the nervous system here. Just relax the legs. You can put your hands on blocks or whatever feels good in front of you. And relax. Don't try to reach forward or fall forward. Just now you let the bolstering go, actually. Just sort of release the effort for about a minute. No alignment, no conscious thinking. Just watching the faint breath move in and out as you settle. From here, just walk your blocks and or hands so your forehead is over the right knee. Walk it over to the left. Walk it back to center. We can fall a little bit further forward this time, not by forcing it, but just by letting go. Come back upright. Take your right leg in and then your left, and let's do a little bit different where we're actually trying to make our shins kind of point parallel with the front edge of our mat. They don't have to, but our knee and our ankle are either above each other or slightly in front. So my knee and my ankle are slightly in front, or my knee is above. So it's a little bit boxier than how you might normally sit. You can sit up as much as you need to. You can let the hands fall down by your sides and again, release the effort. Just droop, whatever feels natural. Back up. Change which leg was in front. And then droop one more time. Just doing some of these slow forward folds, kind of counter that inner bolstering that we did. Releasing any tension that may be held. Inhale back up. Let's slowly make our way onto our backs. Bend your elbows so your fingers point to the sky above your elbow. Push your elbow and shoulder down into the mat. You actually feel the back of the head go down to the mat as well. So again, we're kind of going back into that bolstering feeling. Try to make it come from the arm strength rather than the spine. Keep the arms stable and pressing down. Inhale, lift your hips up. Open and lengthen the back of your neck here. Exhale, come down. Keep pressing down with the elbow and shoulder. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Relax the shoulders. Put out the right leg on the mat and take the left knee all the way across the body. Press your left palm into the floor. Left leg out. Take the right knee up and over. Press the right palm into the ground. Back to center. Take your knees into your chest. Don't pull too hard. Just let the weight of your arms kind of bring the thigh bone toward the belly. Release, placing the feet on the floor. Let the feet touch and the knees drop open. Slide the legs out, long on your mat. Flex, draw the toes back, straighten the kneecap for a moment, just feel that toning of the legs. And then relax it. More time, tone the legs. And then relax them. Same thing, flex the fingers, shoulders, and then relax them. Flex. And then relax. I should say like squeeze or tone, like tense the muscles almost. Tense the muscles of the arms and legs. And then relax them. Let the body sink into gravity, held by the earth. Your body and press up to a comfortable seat. Thanks for practicing. Namaste.